This presentation is made possible by these amazing individuals and organizations. Whether it was through Patreon, Super Chats, Super Stickers, or by watching, liking, and commenting, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hello guys, how are you today? How's everything going? Welcome to the show today. This is going to be cartoons of our childhood, and I do believe it is, let's see, part 4. Oh my God, it's getting to be long. It's getting to be a very, very long process. And I was going through everything, and it looks like there may be 8 parts to this thing. It's really, it's really a lot. So yeah, a little bit of information behind the scenes stuff. There was like other pandemonium a few moments ago before starting, so I am a few seconds later than I'm normally. Um, and I do apologize for that. Uh, and I didn't get to showcase um, your um, your comments like I normally usually do. So I apologize for that as well. But I also wanted to let me see something. There's let me get my banner together so I can uh I didn't get to see that one. I'm only on part three. Let's see if I can. I'll have to edit right on the fly and see if I can do it. This is part four. Yep, part four. All right, let's see if I can do it and put it in in place. Yes, we are discussing cartoons of our childhood, part four, and there's going to be 8 parts altogether. Now, let's check to see who is in the chat. All right, we've got Lance Chafin says, "Hiya, RNG, my sweetheart. How are you doing today?" And I wish I was doing better, but I am a little sick, a little under the weather today, but I'm in good spirits. There's I don't know if it's like a actual like flu or anything, or if it's like um what do they call it, hay fever, or if it's the allergies are in a full effect as well, so that could be the case, but it could be the spring blues or whatever, something that happens like when it's the weather changes. um so that's the thing. I hope you're doing well today. It looks like it. And you also asked, "Where's my wrench at?" Well, you told me to not to take it away, Lance. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Well, I'll have to do that after the stream today and give you the your wrench back. But I'm gonna do it, but I'm really would like for you for this time to be permanent. I don't um I think it's we need to make some firm decisions. um and William Blake Hall is here. Just saw a really obscure movie, perhaps the first time ever men in black were portrayed. Hey all. Ooh, I want to know about this film. Really? What year was it? That sounds interesting. And everyone's saying hi to each other in the chat, and William agrees with you. Say, hey, you need a wrench. This is funny though. But if you're wrench chafing, then someone should give you a lance. uh, and Lance says, "I'm getting my tool back today." Yes, you are. Hopefully for good. Just uh, yeah, we're gonna do that for you. And let's see. The Daily Dan blog is here. Greetings from South Carolina and greetings from Project Genesis, stationed here in Fargo, North Dakota. And let's see. Lamb says, "You step into the 80s. I don't have that many cartoons to contribute." Oh, yeah, I guess because I think when when you when you grow up, I guess grow up, you don't really have time for cartoons so much anymore. But for I guess for me, I never stopped. So, I mean, I don't know all the cartoons that are happening today, but it would took me a long time to stop watching cartoons regularly. It took me not having a TV to get rid of my TV in order to do that. Oh, and my cool dog is here. Hello, all. Yes, hello, my cool dog. You are so welcome to the chat today. It's great to see you. Uh, and let's see. Oh, look. Um, William says the weather in Pittsburgh finally done being so wet and cold all the time. Oh, good. Good. I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, guys. It's 70 degrees right now. What is life right now? So I'm like, what is this? We're right in the middle of summer suddenly. It was like 20 degrees like 2 weeks ago. And yeah, last week it was like, skirting around the 30s and the 40s. Now we're in 70 degrees. What is going on? That's a big shift, I would say. And Donald Ramon says, let's hear about Robotech soon. I hope so too. We should be getting Robotech really soon. And William says, we're not even seeing quotes of us. Yes, yes, it was too insane. Um, and all hailing frequencies open RNGs. Hey there, yes. Sorry about that, guys. Really sorry about that. Um, an action movie, 6 chapters, cartoons, 8. Yeah. Action movies, yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of cartoons. There were a lot of cartoons. But yeah, I know there should be more action movies. It should have been even, I thought. Thanks for keeping track of the chapters because I need to put these together in playlists for people who are interested in them. And Unicorn Rampant Studio is here. Hello. How are you? I hope your shoulder is doing good, or your injuries. I'm not sure all of them that you had. Good evening, everyone. Enjoying a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. And then we have Botanical Brother who's here. Hello, Retro Nerd Girl. You have a you have big, beautiful anime girl eyes. I do? Oh my goodness. That's the first time I ever heard that. I've heard that I had big eyes, but not anime girl eyes. Wow. There's always a first. Thank you so much. That is very sweet of you to say that. Um, and Barry On is here. Hello, Barry On. Um, for some reason, I always love um, your icon or your avatar. It is so cute with the color scheme. It almost looks like a cookie. A fun cookie. And Barry On says, "I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling poorly." Yeah, I mean it's good. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will most likely be more energized during the stream. I mean, always happens. Always happens. I come on the stream and it's like it gives me new life and energy. So I do have libations here. I've got some Zevia ginger ale, and I've also got some juice here. Got to stay hydrated, guys. Got to stay hydrated. And Botanical Brother says, drink silver infused water. Oh my God, I used to be able to do that. Um, there's just no place around here with silver. I'll have to order some from Amazon. Yes, very good stuff. That silver infused water. You get anybody out there doesn't know what I'm talking about. You get some silver, liquid silver. You can find it on Amazon, and you put like a couple of drops in your water, and helps. Really helps. And Danny Staten is here. Hello, Danny Staten. Just says LOL. And oh, by the way, about that silver water, it's good for the immune system. That's why you take it. Um, and I'm not a doctor, so proceed with your own caution. And you can't drink. You can drink too much of it, and if you do, your skin will turn a bluish tint. It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it? Danny Staten says, hello, RNG. Hello, Danny Staten. And Mega J Retro is here. What are we watching? Which episode? What season? I must know. Oh, no, we're not watching any episodes. what we're doing is we're talking about the cartoons of our childhood. This is part 4, but don't worry. I will go through the entire list of all the ones that we've covered already. And then we're gonna go through a few more on the list and make some weight on this in this long list. It's like over almost 450 titles. It's just incredible. And then I also have a pad that I'm writing down. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, here it is. This is my pad. These are the ones that aren't on my list yet that I'm going to add after I'm finished. And then I'm going to have a document. And at that point, I don't know what I'm going to do with the document. I have to find out what I'm going to do with that document. Maybe I'll put it somewhere where you guys can get it, or I'll create something interesting. Maybe have it for members, or maybe I could have it for Patreon. I'm not sure yet. Not sure what I'm going to do with my list yet, guys, but it's going to be good. And oh, look, Monkey Jeebus is here. And I'm not sure what that is reference to, but okay. I'll make him pay for it. Monkey Jeebus. Oh, and Lance is so sweet. He says, "For good, I promise, RNG." Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, I will definitely do this. Right after the stream, I will add um your thing. Your moderation thing. Um, uh, and oh, look who's here. Gregory DeGraff is here. Hello. How are you? Hello from the Netherlands. You look great. Oh, well, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Gregory. I really appreciate that. My gosh. Um, and oh, look who it is. It's Brogu. Brogu is here. It says, hello, RNG. Oh, hello, Brogu. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. And Botanical Brother is here with a very important thing. Says that the lunar eclipse is happening tonight, and that's probably another reason why I may be under the weather, because I'm sensitive to things like that. I really am. Um, and he also says most weather is artificially modified. Ooh, interesting. Botanical Brother, you you got some information, don't you? He says that it's 75 degrees in KCMO. What's that? Kentucky? What does KCMO mean? Fill me in. Okay. And it's 20 point 4 C in Amsterdam. Oh, what, Celsius? Oh, you know what? I really don't know Celsius temperatures. What does that mean in uh degrees? Fahrenheit, I guess, is it Fahrenheit? And I don't know. Was that really warm or hot? I'm not sure. Or cold. Let me know. Let me know, Gregory, what the translation is for us us who deal with these interesting degrees. John Walker is here. Hello, John Walker. How are you today? Let's see who else is here. Is there more? Am I closing in on catching up on the chat? Oh wow, I'm just 4 minutes. Um, just 4 minutes behind. Oh, the Daily Beast is here. Hello, the Daily Beast. Great stuff. Sub and like. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Bonzo Kilborn is here. Hello, Bonzo Kilborn. Retro Nerd Girl, you grace us once more. 1 million thanks. Wow, you guys are so sweet. I'm just, yeah. My cheeks are starting to hurt. I'm smiling so much. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for those kind words. Very sweet today. Um, the Botanical Brother says, Are you related to the Jacksons? You kind of look like Janet Jackson. No. I don't think so, but if so, very far removed. I know that they have some family in Mississippi, and I have some family in Mississippi, so maybe somewhere along the line, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Not anything immediate. Uh, let's see. What else do we have here? Catching up with you guys. Oh, William just says, William Blake Hall says, I love RNG, but Janet Jackson is kind of special. I don't know. Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, I've been told that like a lot. Um, and it's so like if I wear my makeup a certain way, I get either Janet or Latoya. And when I was really, really young, people were straight up calling me. They were like, you look like Michael Jackson. Are you related to him? Like that was before Janet Jackson had her career. I was like, no. It was really funny. I don't know what it is. I can't, I don't see it, but everyone else seems to see it. Um, it may be the cheeks. It may be the cheeks. William Blake Hall says, drink silver infused water and get cast for a live action Avatar adventure. Yes. Oh my God, you're making me cry. So true. Yeah, do not overdo the blue the silver because some people there's a guy who just he makes his own silver too. And that could be part of the problem. Right? When you make your own silver, you're not able to always control um, you know, how much silver you're getting, and so maybe that might be his issue, but he drinks silver like every day and now he's blue. Lance says you can be a smurf, yes. And Botanical brother says get nanoscale silver infused water. It won't turn you blue. Yes. I forgot the name of the company. Let me see if I still have a bottle left. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna check to see if I still have this bottle. I couldn't find it, guys. Yeah, I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. There's a I forgot the name of the company that makes it that the really good stuff. But you got to get it the it's like the minute amount that you're getting, and it's really good stuff. I used to use it for everything, and they have so many different products that you can get. I mean, this is turning into a commercial. These guys need to sponsor me at this point. But it's really good stuff. I haven't had it in a while because I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to also get my body strong by kind of facing a lot of this stuff without um, doing anything. I mean, this is an experiment I'm doing. Like if I have a pain, instead of getting pain killers, I try to just do it without it, but it's really tough. Trust me, it's really, really tough to do that. To be all natural. It's really tough, guys. But that's a little bit of personal information about me. And Gregory says, um, it's 2.217 here in Amsterdam. Oh, okay. What does that translate into? Oh my God. Is that really hot? Is that, or is it really cold? I don't know. And yes. Yes, that is so funny. And let's see. And let's see. Danny State and oh well. Oh, Lance says I was a fool to give up the tool. Don't worry about it. It's coming back. It's just we're. I totally understand. We're doing that. We're fi- we're gonna give you're gonna get the tool back. Don't worry about it. Nanny Satan says, "Isn't that eclipse supposed to be set uh the werewolf off tonight?" Oh, okay, so that's really funny because last night when I saw, sorry about this, we're going on a tangent on other things, but I saw the like it was almost full and I was like, oh my God, werewolves. I wanted to howl at the moon actually. Oh, okay. So KCMO means Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. Thank you, William Blake Hall. I did not know that. I live a sheltered life. And Liam in Wales. Hello, Liam in Wales says 68.9 Fahrenheit. Oh, wow. That's pretty, yeah, that's almost 70 degrees here, like it is here. It's pretty warm. And oh, Hungry Jerk is here and says RNG looks good. Thank you. You're super sweet. You're so sweet to me. Thank you. What a nice compliment. And Bonzo Kilburn says, "You look young. You don't look like you were born before Janet Jackson had a career." Yeah. Well, thank you. That's more more incredibly sweet comments. You guys are so nice. Yes, yeah, before her career, it was kind of weird. I thought she was the cute, well, I think we were about the same age actually, when she was on all those TV shows. When she was a kid, I think she was on Good Times and Different Strokes or Facts of Life or one of those things. One day I'll do a little research into that. But yeah, that was before she had her singing career and she became really a big household name after that. I think everybody knew of her, but she became like a singer. Um, I think like 87 or 89 or something like that. I'm not 86, 87, 89, somewhere around there. Again, the Botanical Brother says, I think you would have to be a bit taller in order to cast in a live Avatar movie. Yes, everybody would. What are they, like 17 feet, 7 feet tall, something like that. Starlog is here. Hello, Starlog. Hi, how are you? Another like, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, and Botanical Brother says that Starlog magazine was the yes. I that's what I heard. I didn't get the pleasure of being able to thumb through any of those. Gregory says we have 13 paid vacation days here in the Netherlands. That's pretty awesome. Oh, I think I'm catching up with the chat now. I got Starlog from 1976 and others. Oh wow, cool. That's really pretty cool, Hungry Jerk. And Botanical Brothers says walk barefoot on grass ground for grounding. Negative ions are good for you. and this is true. Um, and well, this is I know about all those things because I used to work in a store where we had to know all those things. William Blake Hall says maybe silver infused water can prevent your becoming a werewolf. Ooh, much gentler than a bullet. William Blake Hall, you're a genius. And I was thinking about a story last night about a guy who well, it could be a guy or a girl who tempts their lovers into relationships just before they change into a werewolf, and then they eat them. A pure horror movie, but they're like signs you can tell that this person is a werewolf. And the more uh, the closer to the full moon they are, they wolf out more. They get more wolfier. Uh, this is just maybe it's already been done before, but that was feels like something that was done in the 90s or the 80s or the 90s. Wouldn't be something that somebody would do today for some reason. It's maybe too kitschy. And Danny Staten lays out a nice link for us for Starlog. Thank you, Danny. Um, Dan's new science channel, fiction channel. You have a lot of channels, don't you? Well, yeah, this is great. I'm gonna see if I can subscribe after, if I'm not already subscribed. Brogu, everyone's telling the truth. You are beautiful and you have a beautiful personality as well. Brogu, that is super, super kind. Yeah. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Um, and botanical gardens is I'm not sure, is that my story or something else? William Blake Hall. I used to think the first American movie with Men in Black in 1980 what was 1980's Hangar 18, but I discovered 1979's Alien Encounters horribly cheap but dull, unfocused, but a man in black as a villain. Okay. So I'm going to write that down. As you know, I like um, finding unique movies. So you're saying, and let's see, the Alien Encounters, and that's 1979. Okay, got it. We'll do some researching. I always love researching and looking up stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. I thought I caught up with the chat, but obviously not. Um, Keith E says, "Sorry, but I'm putting together a new Apple phone with a nightmare, but I'll be listening but not looking much." Okay, so glad that you're on the other end and listening in on the chat. We appreciate you being here. Um, and it looks like you're getting some spell check. So yeah. It says a Apple phone with a nightmare, and I'm translating it to be something totally more coherent. um, let's see. And Keith E says hello to everyone. And guess who's here? Look, it's Sean Ennis is here. Sean is trying to watch, but something has been going on with my ISP since late last night. I am losing connection, so trying to follow along. How is everyone? Oh, thank you so much for giving it such a effort. Yeah, I mean, it might also be part of the, eclipse. Messing with everybody's juju. And Fat Comic Book Guy is here too. He says another like one on one of my other phones. That is super super sweet. Thank you. All of these wonderful likes. And you know what? I have been talking about likes, but let's do this. Let's uh, do this thing here. Love this one. Yeah, just smash that like button. All right. And William Blake Hall says Men in Black don't even show up until 1.19. Cool. And Monkey Jiba says, I'm watching this and Christina Gomez. She's interviewing a guy from Skinwalker Ranch. What's that? I'm lost. But okay. I'm glad you squeezed me into your schedule. Um, yes, Lance has says sorry, Sean. I hope it gets fixed. Yes, definitely. Um, and Sean says, see, so nice. I had to say it twice. It appears sorry about that. Oh no, 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 don't worry. And a botanical brother, Linda Carter, the goddess. Now you're talking. And uh, and Monkey Jeebus says aliens. Um, and Lance says, my thrash shirt should be here next week. Oh, cool. Very, very cool. All right, guys, I have caught up with the chat. So great. Now we're going to begin the cartoons of our childhood. All right, so we're going to quickly go through the list. And what you guys can't see is that these are numbered, so I can see where I need to stop. And yeah, we went through all of these guys here. Really cool. All of the classics since we were kids. And a lot of these I've never seen before or saw commercials for them or saw knew about them in some way, and they're just ones that I just never even knew they even existed. And mostly due to you guys telling me where telling me about a lot of these. Certainly am getting a lot of um, knowledge about cartoons that I never knew about. So many of these, so great. Um, it's been so much fun so far, and we just finished with the first part. Well, no, sorry, the second part, and we're almost close to uh, the third part soon. Yeah, we're getting close. Yeah, a lot of them I found on my own as well while I was researching. And that was fun, like finding ones that you guys didn't have and ones that I didn't know of. So it's like, oh, okay, what's this? And there's tons more. I'm pretty certain I'm missing I would say at least um a good 100 that I don't even know about. All right, the last one was Casper that we had. And again, we had the long list here, but I'm not going to go through this list because I didn't record them, and they span so many different um, eras. And so, if they come up, I'll let you guys. We'll talk about it if they come up. And so we got, and let's see. And Monkey Jeebus says a Skinwalker Ranch is a real life haunting, is real life hauntings and aliens. Ooh, cool. That's gonna be exciting. Sean Ennis says, my chat isn't updating. Didn't see this until. Oh yeah, yeah. It's sorry about what you're going through. Jervis Horton is here. Hello, Jervis. What is Space Angel? Well, Space Angel is basically. I really don't even know if we can call it a cartoon or more of an experiment. But it's basically like pictures that are still, and they just have like the actors move their mouths where they put the actors' mouths in the cutout of the of the picture, and it's just really every once in a while they blink. It's really hilarious. Um, but it was fun watching those. And let me have something to drink here. And Lance Chafin says having pain sucks as you get older. It does. Pain is sucks at any age, but seems like when you get older, it just stays around a lot longer. It's more chronic. Thunder was hot, yes, or fire. Thunder was fire, yes. I That's one of my favorite cartoons. Thunder. That storyline was so good, wasn't it? What a great storyline. Um, and let's see. And Donald also says my timing might be off. Um, yeah, it's coming. It should be coming up soon. Donald, it should be coming up soon. And Lance says loved Thunder. Yeah, me too. What a great show. Uh, Jervis says, oh, I seen that before, like Clutch Cargo. Now I don't know what Clutch Cargo is. Okay, so you guys can fill me in on Clutch Cargo. Sean Ennis says, I pulled up a list of shows premiering in 1973 and saw a title I hadn't seen in a long time, Goober and the Ghost Chasers. As I recall, it's kind of a ripoff of Scooby Doo. Um, but I did watch it. Oh, really? I don't know if that's one that we covered. Did we cover that? Let's go back to 1973. If you go too fast, this thing is like jumps. Yeah, okay, so I don't have that one. Okay. So, woo, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh gosh, the allergies are here. They're here, guys. All right. Well, I've got to get going and start this. Let's see. Botanical says I've always thought that Thundar the Barbarian should could be a great live action film. Yes, I just don't have any faith that Hollywood would know what to do with it today. If they would make it if they would actually make it good, it would be great. That would be great if they made it good. Or if they would make it dark and gritty, or if they would, I don't know, like for me, the original had the right pacing. It wasn't too dark, but it was also like had inklings of something deeper. Uh, it's an interesting blend, and I'm not sure that Hollywood would know exactly how to do it. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in like a darker version of Thundar, or would you prefer the exact pacing that or the exact tone that it has? It was back when it was coming out. And Lance says, "Aren't you your my pleasure principal?" Oh, Another Janet Jackson reference. William Blake Hall says, "Crush on your astronaut Crystal Mace in crushed on astronaut Crystal Mace in Space Angel." Yes, she's really cute. Very cute. And you know one thing about Space Angel, it's very reminiscent. I mean, if you will, like I my space character and Space Angel, it feels like they're in the same universe, is what I'm saying. Right? They still like they hold the same position and they kind of have that cartoon drawn thing. So yeah, Space Angel is definitely one of those uh things that puts a big smile on my face. And Brogy, what happened to cartoons? I don't think they even have them on Saturday morning anymore. Ooh, see, I wouldn't know. I don't even have a television, and I think a lot of people don't watch TV the way they used to. So it for me it was part of and I'm sure with a lot of people was part of a process because you had Friday you got out of school. It's like, yay, it's the weekend, right? You got to stay up late because you didn't have to go to school the next day. So, what you probably did and what I did was stayed up all night and then you went to sleep, but you got up crazy early on Saturday morning while your mom was or your family was like still trying to get things together because for some reason, because they didn't have to get up or early. They slept in late, and you're like right there at with uh, looking at cartoons while eating a cereal, probably, and that was a lot of mornings for me. Um, and my mom was a single mom, and she worked really hard, so I didn't want to wake her up in the morning. And when I had the cartoons on, she would let me watch them. She wouldn't change the channel right away. But I think after a while, like after uh, the cartoons and stuff ended, she would turn on something else like a PBS or TNT or something. And we'd usually be like kind of educational, or we'd watch a video. We'd pop in a video. Um, a long-winded response there. Sorry, Lance Chavin says Janet was in different strokes and good times. Oh, okay, yeah, I thought she was, and I'm not sure. I think she did make some appearances on some other shows too as well, including I think Facts of Life. Um, William Blake Hall. I wanted to be the first astronaut to planet Janet, the whole world of women looking like Janet. Oh, that's sweet. And Sean Ennis says, "Bless you, RNG." Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. You as well. And you guys are so sweet. Zen, when I sneeze, what was that like a few minutes ago? You're so sweet. And Liam says, they relay uh, did repeat a lot of shows in the early 90s from way back. Interesting to see all the ones that I never saw in the UK. Yeah, it's really interesting because also the stuff that you guys have been suggesting from Europe is like had never seen, and also all of the Japanese um cartoons as well. I mean, it's really fascinating. You put it all together, and that's why we've got almost we're gonna have so many parts to this. And then Fat Comic Book Guy says loved Thunder, right? What a show. Hollywood and Jervis says Hollywood has made sci-fi future magic films all throughout the 80s. Yeah, yeah, I really have in the 80s, yeah. And Liam says Ren and Stimpy just came to mind for the 80s, early 90s show. Yeah, but we haven't gotten there yet, and we're not going to get to that for, let's see. Let's see, we're not going to get that until um, part 5. So the next part, um, we'll be able to get into Ren and Stimpy. In fact, Ren and Stimpy is on the actual thumbnail for that one. So you're a little early. A little early. DJ Wrestling Inc. Hello there. Awesome stuff today. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, DJ. And Gregory says, I think we all want to hear you sing. Oh, no, you don't. Maybe it can pull out a tune or two, but it's not really. It's not Janet Jackson, I'll tell you. Um, Botanical says Thundar's tone would be great for today because it was ahead of its time in the 80s. Most cartoons were campy. Thundar was not. It wasn't, right? It was serious, but also um, it wasn't like super dark either. It just had like I said, inklings of something deeper. Um, Donald says, Dark Thunder live action heart. Yeah, you want that. Okay. And William Lakes Hall says, miss Saturday mornings, but cartoons have whole channels now. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Um, yeah, if you want to watch cartoons all day long without anybody telling you that they want to change the channel, you can, which is great. I mean, when they created the Cartoon Network, I was in heaven. I was like, yes, we get to watch cartoons all the time. And then there was cartoons on Nickelodeon, and there were cartoons on some other. There was another channel that also did cartoons, and I was like, this is the life. And that would have been like the early 2000s. And Lance says, see you guys, see you all for the watch party tomorrow at 6 p.m. Well, you have a good day. Enjoy it. And we will see you tomorrow with your wrench. With your wrench. And William Blake Hall, first crawl, now cull. Sure thing, Lance. and and Jervis Horton, who's looking forward to Netflix One Piece. Netflix is brave since a lot of people hated Cowboy Bebop. So is One Piece also going to be live action? Uh, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Thank you for letting me know about that. I did not know they were doing One Piece. Botanical Brothers says 2,000 later, a world cast in ruins. I really dug the narrator's opening to that cartoon, Thunder. Yeah, it was very like direct, and uh, the music too. The way it was drawn, I loved it. Loved it. And uh, Gregory says, "Chat, she can sing. I want to hear it." No, no way. uh, uh, Liam says, "Oops, got overexcited." Um, and I'm not sure what this is. Ariel Ugla, right? Oh, yes, from Thunder, yes. Sean Ennis says, I was in Germany. I operated the broadcast to the local American community. Oh, really? They had this show with really weird animation. They were animated stills, but they used to video animate their mouths. Yeah, that might. I don't know if that's Space um Angel, but that's exactly what Space Angel is. That's exactly what Space Angel is. Um, Danny Staten says Thunder had a lot had a hot chick, a skimpy outfit. Surprisingly, young men love this show. Yeah, didn't have a sexual like a gender. Uh, well, I guess you could say it was for boys because the main character is like a sort of post-apocalyptic, like uh, Conan type character. And then you've got magic, you got fantasy, you got all this stuff. Um, I loved it. I thought it was incredibly done. Great storyline. The storyline was really, um, punched you in the face. And back to that opening, if you caught episode 3 or episode 1 or episode 20, whatever episode they had, you got caught up on what was going on by that intro, right? And that's sort of an interesting thing that a lot of these new shows today just can't seem to understand, that we don't want we or necessarily need a storyline that's going through an entire series of 8 shows or whatever. That's cool. I'm not knocking it, because sometimes it's nice to go deeper on that level. But it's also cool to just visit a story in, like, right in the middle of the season, and just be able to do that. So, um, wow, guys, we're in an hour. I haven't gotten even to start the show. So I'm gonna get started. I'm sorry if I am gonna miss some of the comments. But how old were you when you first watched Akira? Oh, Akira, I watched it 2022. I did not see Akira when I was a kid. But I saw it this last year, and it was fantastic. Uh, Shannon, haha, just canceled my Netflix account. Oh my, Netflix is one of those things where it's like, uh, luckily I like cheesy things, so that's why I still have my Netflix account. um, And I'm just gonna skip. I'm so sorry. If you have something you really want me to read, just repeat it. But Hungry Jerk says Eileen Saki, who played Rosie on MASH, just died. Ooh, she was a funny lady. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Um, And Danny Staten says, how about the theory that Thunder was He-Man in an alternate time? Oh, it's possible, you know, it's possible. And Sean Ennis says, so Akira, mid 80s, I think. Oh, cool. Well, it came out in 88. So yeah, it would be like somewhere around there. So you caught it when it came out. Botanical Brother says, has anybody ever watched Force 5? It was a cartoon that featured a different giant robot each week. Definitely not. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. All right. So now let's get into it, guys. We're finally here. Let's see what we've got here for um, the list. The list. Let's go through the list. We've got Spider Woman, guys. I remember seeing this when I was a kid and saying, what in the world is going on with her costume? I think it was too much for a lot of people to see this uh, um, character, but yeah, that was, that was kind of cool. And we got the Fred and Barney meet the thing. This was something that Clobberin Times was here, who has a wonderful channel about lots of different pop culture things, but definitely features a lot of comic books, and Fantastic Four is kind of his specialty, as well as Superman. Superman comic books has a plethora of information about of all that. And he told us, "Oh yeah, please don't mention this one." I had to, because it's part of history. It did happen. Fred and Barney meet the thing, 1979, and we've got the new animated Adventures of Flash Gordon, 1979 and 80. And this was sort of to go along with the movie, but didn't. It's kind of weird how that all worked. But it was they premiered this first. Um, and it was not that it went together with the movie, but they were trying to organize uh, these two together. Um, but we got the animated show first, and it was great. It was great. I remember seeing this and just loving the art style, loving the movement of a lot of the characters. There was something very grown up and mature about the animation, and I really wanted to, to see more, definitely more of this. And we got a lot of the same animation style and movements later on in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Like if you see this show and then you see Masters of the Universe, you're like, oh, similarities, a lot of them, and including like the action scenes. I think there's one particular one where they have the main character, or they have different characters roll on the floor, or do like a rolling action moment where they're kind of escaping or doing something else, and it's like the same move over and over, and it's like, ah, same move, I gotcha, gotcha. And then we've got the Fonz and the Happy Days Gang, 1988 to 1981. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm having an attack. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I never saw this show. I don't know if you guys did. Um, and then we've got the Drac Pack, and this is one that uh El Necron mentioned, who was here quite a little whiles back, and mentioned this one. It was really cool because I never even heard of these guys, and it looks like a fun show. Uh, then we've got Curious George in 1980, and then it returned in 2006. We've got Heathcliff. Uh, Heathcliff was actually a funny show because Heathcliff was kind of a naughty guy. He was kind of a bad, mischievous character, and you kind of see it here in the poster where there's like doggies or that are hiding in the trash can, and there's Heathcliff with his his leather jacket, and he's kind of like all cool. My friend Angel, from one of my former uh, jobs, said that she really loves this character. It's her favorite cartoon character, and it's really, he's just so cute too. Then there's Astro Boy, and Astro Boy is a character I didn't really learn about until about maybe 5 years ago, when when I saw the movie Astro Boy, which is exceptionally good, and it was pretty cool. Started in I'm not sure where the original started, but from what I could gather, it says 1980 to 2004. Then we have uh, Tarzan Lone Ranger Zorro Adventure Hour, and I don't think I've ever seen this, but I did see like the commercials for it. Um, I don't know if you guys ever uh, saw this one. Then there's the Sylvester Tweety Daffy Speedy Show, and that was 1981. We're getting up there, guys. 1981 already. Danger Mouse. There's Danger Mouse. So cute. 1981 to 1992. Danger Mouse was fun. Then we've got Ulysses 31, which looks very interesting. I really like want to know what it's all about. I've never seen this before, and definitely curious as to check that out, like where I can see it and take a look at this intriguing cartoon show. Then there's the Goldie Gold and Action Jack show. And I think I only caught a few episodes of this. This was in 1981, 1982. It's sort of like a Barbie Ken sort of situation there. Um, then there's Dogtanian and the Three Musket Muska Hounds. That's a tongue twister a little bit, but yeah, I do not remember seeing this one. 1981 to 1982. Then we've got Laverne and Shirley in the Army, 1981 to 1982. And I do remember seeing maybe one or two episodes of this. And then, of course, the Smurfs. Oh my God, this used to be my favorite show, the Smurfs. I would, I don't know, I've told you guys a million times, I would be running around our little apartment and just like singing la 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 like all day long. I don't know how my mom put up with me. And then I remember one time I made a Smurf out of clay. Um and then I don't know what happened. I think it got lost or something. But I made a little Smurf out of clay because I thought they were so cute. They looked like they were huggable and adorable. Then there's Black Star, and which I vaguely remember. I don't really remember many episodes, but I do remember this particular show, 1981 to 1982. Then we've got Spider-Man, 1981, and there's a lot of different shows here, 1981 to 1982. Then we had another one in 2003, and then we had one in 1994 to 1998. Then the Richie Rich Show. You guys remember Richie Rich, right? 1982 to 1984. Then we have Shirt Tales, which is one that you guys told me about. And I may have seen maybe one or two episodes of this. 1982 to 1984. Uh, all right, let's check out the comments really quickly. Oh my God, the allergies are killing me right now, killing me. Give me a second. Thank you for being patient with me here. All right. We've got Jervis says, I was early in my early 20s when Akira was in the theaters in the 90s. Oh, wow. So, how did you, okay, Sean, how did you see it in the 80s? Oh my God, you got you were able to see it immediately, huh? And you know what? I do remember people talking about this in the 90s and the at that time. But I don't remember it mentioned even once in the 80s. Liam in Wales says on weekends they used to show anime on TV at 2 a.m. I saw Akira for the first time in my teens. Um, Also, Fist of the North Star was on TV at 6 a.m. in the UK. Wow. Wow. I like your TV. Wait, I didn't see any anime when I was a kid. Um I mean, except for like those shows that they, like go, like Voltron would be the closest, I guess. Those ones that they took shows and kind of turned them into American shows by messing with them a little bit. And G-Force is another one. Hungry Jerk says, I like cheesy stuff. Watch Danger 7 is funny. Hitler lived and they were trying to get him a spy spoof. Oh, interesting. And Sean's Inna said, I preferred Demon City to Akira, mostly because there's a scene that was obviously influenced by John Carpenter's The Thing that was well done. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Akira does have a lot of moments too, though, of like body horror, if you will. But let me write down Demon City. There's, I don't believe I've, not that I have heard of it, but I haven't seen it. So that will be on my list. Donald Ramon says the late 70s Flash Gordon popularity at the time was surprising, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if it was from it was I was too much of a kid. I don't know. I think I was too small to know. All I know is that when I saw it, I was like blown away. I was like, "What's this?" I was too little to know if it was big or not. I don't think I don't think I would be able to know that. Like I knew there were certain things I knew was big at the time, but that I didn't have access to the zeitgeist like that. Unless it was like really like overpowering right overpoweringly like Star Wars and the impact that Star Wars had. I was too little to know unless it was that big. Anyway, Reese says, why do superheroes put underpants on the outside? Good question. Mhm. And and Greg, the downside of superhero powers, underwear aphasia. And Botanical Brother says, the new animated adventures of Flash Gordon use rotoscope tech, made characters look real. Yes, they did. As you could see, like some of the action scenes, the way they're like crouching and they're like moving like this, it's like it's really. Um, but they used it over and over and over again. So it's like they did it that one time, and then they just used it for pretty much all the characters. And Barry On says, because Superman did it. And oh look, the American bullies Clayton and Lakei says hello everyone. Hello to you as well. Good to see you here. And Liam says Astro Boy was a remnant of the post-nuclear times. Oh, really? And Gregory says that if I put my underwear over my pants, I get arrested. Yeah, 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 pretty much. Um, Liam says it was kind of sad when I found out that the Lone Ranger sidekick's name in Spanish. Ooh, I don't. Yeah, let's keep that a secret. Research on your own. It's like talk amongst yourselves. And William Blake Hall says, "Yay, Danger Mouse and Penfold." Yes. And Hungry says, "I live near San Francisco. Wearing your underwear outside is kind of normal." And Jan Walker says, "Ulysses 31 had a really awesome spaceship in it." Okay, I am so ready for Ulysses 31. Um, And of course, Donald says, "Yay, Danger Mouse!" And oh, Tracy Moth Myers is here. Hi, Tracy. How are you today? Sorry it took so long to get there. I mean, I'm like 10 minutes behind. I got to catch up, guys. Smurfs hot. My my favorite Smurf is Vanity. Oh wow, the Smurfs were so hilarious, and like everything about the Smurfs, like they were pretty much telling you stories about life and commentary about like different personalities of the Smurfs were sort of telling you stories about those attributes in a very unique way. Very unique way. Well done. I just love the Smurfs. Liam says Spider-Man was ace. Yeah, and that show was pretty good. And everybody's saying hi to Tracy. Botanical Brother says, the new animated Adventures of Flash Gordon. Oh, yeah, okay. I wonder if that's a yes. Liam says it came out in '88. And Heathcliff, a feline Dennis the Menace. Yes, yes, a character you like. You don't hate him, but he's the villain, right? um, or he has a heart and he does things, but it's also like he does it the way you're not supposed to do. He breaks the rules. Um, and Liam says, I suspect I saw Akira in the mid to late '90s. And yeah, that's when I started hearing about it, was the late '90s, to be honest. But I didn't even know that how to get it. I thought, like, I think the way I thought about it was like, oh, you got to buy it, and I just wasn't ready to buy something I didn't know anything about. But um, I did a watch party, and that really helped me. Like I was like, okay, we're doing a watch party. So I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is so deep on so many levels. This is not for kids, um, but kids can watch it. But it's like the thought process behind the movie itself, the characters, every like so many levels is what I'm saying. So many levels. Um, well, I don't know why that comment like tripled. I don't know why I kept seeing that comment triple time. I'm like experiencing deja vu. Gregory says, Ken Fist of the North Star. I never saw that one. Never saw that one. So I'm um, gonna have to write that down. Um, and Hungry Jerk says, I couldn't stand Godzuki and Scrappy Doo. I Godzuki, I don't know anything about, and Scrappy Doo, I see what you're saying. He is a little bit of a strange character that they kind of inserted into the Scooby Doo story. And Sean says, I had a friend in college who was a cinema major who taught himself Japanese specifically to do his own subtitles for anime. He had all the titles with accurate, not sanitized translation for the US. Oh, cool. And Liam says, to be fair, Akira and Demon City are not kid shows. Um, the actual title is Demon City Shinjuku 1988. Oh, interesting. And Darth Plato is here. It says, Hail chat. Hi, Darth Plato. How are you? Good to see you here today. And Jervis says, I am 53. I remember the Akira manga inches comic shops around 88, 89, but I remember the anime film in limited theater release in 1990 or either 90 or 91. Okay, that sounds that sounds reasonable. Because that's when I think I started to hear about it then, but again, I'm not really sure. Puff Comics is here. Hello, Puff Comics 83 is here. So says hi everybody. Hi RNG. Shannon says the original Star Blazers is much more violent and curse-laden dialogue. It was a revelation to me. Lots of differences in the standard US versions. Oh, yes. Yes. And I was surprised by Voltron was also the Go Lion series in Japan, and that was way more violent and insane. I mean, Lotor was just killing people left and right. And you look at him funny, he'll kill you. He'll kill you for looking at him funny. I mean, I think a girl was handing him something to drink, and uh, he didn't like it or whatever, and then he killed her. It's like, wow. And I think he ended up killing his own grandmother. It was terrible. He was horrible. But it was just incredible to see that, because it was like, oh, now a lot of these things make sense, because there were a lot of moments in the show where things were it just suddenly cut to something else, and yeah, now it makes sense. And Jervis says any Spiral Zone fans, it didn't take off, but it was interesting. I never heard of Spiral Zone. Is that a that's a comic, cartoon, or no? Yeah, never heard of that. Um, Jack Tripper is here. Hello, hello. Love your channel. Thank you, Jack Tripper. So cool to see you here. And Botanical Brother says your podcast is Smurferific, nerd girl. Thank you so much, Smurferific. Sort of like Top Cat. And John Walker says, I like the Guyver anime series. First one. Oh, I never heard of the Guyver. I gotta write that. Guyver. And let's see. You said, and Jervis said Spiral Zone. Okay. Got the names of everything. uh, And Sean Ennis says, yes, not for the kiddies, especially Demon City. Lots of adult content, nightmare fuel, even for some adults. Yes. And look, it's Integrity 101. Hello. Says hi, RNG. Awesome to see you here. Oh my goodness. And oh, I'm catching up. I'm catching up, guys. I'm catching up. And Barry says that he remembers Spiral Zone. Okay. And Jervis Horton says Voltron was cool, but I love Dan Cougar. They had different animal mechs that formed the giant mech. Never heard of Dan Cougar. Never heard of that. Thank you. Thank you for suggesting that. And Botanical Brother says, what about Robotech? I thought I had Robotech. What year was that? Um, Sorry, I'm sneezing so much. It's the allergies. Um, okay, it's called The Guyver. Okay. And oh, all right. Jervis says Spiral Zone was animated. It's like The Last of Us. Inflection took over the Earth during people in zombie soldiers. Turning people into to turning people into zombie soldiers. Got it. Got it. And John Walker was says that MacGyver is alien armor built to fight the zone zone zonoids. Basically mutant monsters. They made two live action films, and I think you would like them. Okay, so that's a live action. All right. Um, I have two different lists going on: movies and comic cartoons. So let me definitely, when you're suggesting, guys, let me know if it's a movie or a comic or a cartoon. All right. Let me see if I can get through to. I need to get to a certain amount, certain number, guys, so that way. Oh gosh. Mm, okay, let's see if I can do it. All right, the next one is Pac-Man, 1982 to 1984. This was a strange one, to be honest. And then the Incredible Hulk had his own cartoon show, 1982 to 1983, and then also in 1996 to 1989. Then we had the Gary Coleman Show, 1982, which I remember this one. He was an angel in this one. Just kind of, it was kind of weird that he portrayed an angel. But then the show is called Gary Coleman. Then we have Dungeons and Dragons, 1983. Now I don't remember ever seeing this show, but I knew it existed. But it had to do with the timing. It was like either I couldn't see this at this time or the time that it was airing or something. So I do remember it, but never got a chance to see it. And Alvin and the Chipmunks, 1983 and 1990. Ah, love these guys. They were just doing such insane mischievous things, and everybody remembers Alvin, like every episode. So it was definitely a good time to be had. Um, and of course, the coup de grace for me, from that is one of my favorites. Love this. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, 1983 to 1985, guys. This is the stuff. This is the stuff. I loved He-Man, and one thing I loved about He-Man that nobody else really likes is that at the end there was always a moral to the story kind of PSA. I loved that, and I still do. I watch it recently, and it was like, why doesn't anyone like this part? And it's just good stuff. I loved, like, every single episode taught you a lesson. And I know a lot of people don't like to be told what to do, and they like to figure out this stuff on their own, like, oh, let's analyze this episode and see how brilliant it is. But what if the episode just told you right away, like, okay, this is about drug use, this is about addictions, this is about lying to people. It's like, uh this is like simple um lessons for life that were taught in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So awesome. There was there have been several iterations of this, and for me, nothing really captures my heart more than the first iteration. And I can get into detail, but maybe one day I'll do a complete, like, go through. thoughts about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and all the properties. That means that I got to do some research on some of that stuff, but it is definitely one of my favorite cartoons and that I love so much. I would just run home to make sure that I was able to see He-Man every single day after school. So loved it. Then there was Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Loved it. Penny was of course the star of the show, but Inspector Gadget was adorable and always needed help and always got help. I don't think you can make this show today or this series today without getting some complaints about how ridiculously silly Inspector Gadget was. But it was so lovable. It was something very charming about him, and the relationship between him and Penny was like is one of the things I think like if you were gonna ever do a live action um, modification for today, I would definitely play up upon that. And I'm gonna go through all of these comments, but I'm seeing this one from William. Next time, Gadget. Next time, which is like the bad guy Claw was really, really. You never saw his face, and it was so good. It was so good. I love this show. And we've got Around the World with Willie. Never saw this. Um, to be very honest with you, never saw this. 1983, but a lot of people have said that this is a good show, and a lot of people have said that they're very endeared to this show. So, then there's Super Ted, which I've never seen before. A teddy bear that is a superhero in 1983 to 1986. 3 years, that's a long time. So yeah, I'd never seen this before in my life. Then there was the Littles, which is they're so cute. They were little people that would always get into trouble. They were always getting into trouble, but they were so sweet. Um, I love this show so much. But it sometimes it would get like a little scary because then they would get trapped or whatever because they were so little. But for some reason, I was endeared to this show. And then there's Rubik, the Amazing Cube, 1983 to 1984. I'm going to take a break to see what you guys are saying in the chat about this. You have a lot to say, I see. Botanical Brothers says New Adventures of Gilligan's Island had canned laughter that was funny to listen to. And John Walker says the cartoon came first, RNG. Oh, for what which cartoon came first? Um, for which one? Sorry to ask that. You probably were responding to something I said 10 minutes ago, but yeah, if you can let me know which one was the cartoon came first for. Jervis says Bio Boost Armor the Guyver. Um, okay. And let's see. The Botanical Brother says 80s Hulk cartoon, great show opening. Oh, really? Okay, I've got to check that out. And Gregory also says Guyver bio booster armor. I guess that's like something to do with the Guyver there. Um, and John Walker says, "What you talking about?" For Gary Coleman when he was on Different Strokes, right? Um, and but sorry, William says Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, the constant struggle against Venger. Yes, and that's like that was a show like I may have caught like one or two episodes, but I've got to see it again because a lot of people love that show. Give me 1 minute. My allergies are just going insane today. Thank you for bearing with me for that. Oh my God. um, Dungeon Dragon was the bomb. Great background music. Okay, well, I gotta check this out again. Um, Puff Comics 1983, Alvin and the Chipmunks was one of my favorite cartoons. Mine too. I mean, there's just something sweet about those guys. And they would always get into trouble because, of course, Alvin. They had the wackiest ideas, and it was really fun. Really fun. As a kid, you were like, there was something real, very relatable about those guys. Um, It says Z-Ram is a guilty pleasure, a mutant Terminator with geisha girl face. What is Z-Ram? Is that a cartoon or a movie or both? As and Botanical Brother says, "I have the power." Yes, I have the power. Amen. Botanical Powers, Botanical Powers, Botanical Brother says, end PSA morals was that was great. I thought so too. I just do love those the the moral breakdown was really awesome. Puff Comics 83 says love the He-Man action figures. I always wanted one when I was a kid. And I couldn't we couldn't get it. We were we had to uh buy food for the for the house. We didn't have enough money for toys and things, but yeah, I did want those action figures. I would always salivate when I would see all of those commercials for like Castle Grayskull and this, and I was like, oh, I wish I could afford all of those toys. Um, and Now I look at it, and of course I could probably afford them now, but it's like I don't have the space for it. So we will contain our He-Man love from afar. And also watching a lot of channels that have large collections has been very gratifying. So, I do suggest if you're the kind of person like me who doesn't have the space for a lot of stuff and remembers these characters very fondly, definitely think about following someone who has a collection so you can live vicariously through them. And I could just imagine that's your collection. And Puff Comics says G.I. Joe and knowing is half the battle. Love their PSA at the end. Yes, you can't replace that stuff. I mean, that was part of the reason why they were so memorable too. Um, and in a way, they knew that there were a lot of latchkey kids that were watching those shows, and so there's kind of a nice way to get some. A lot of people call it agenda now, but it's like, don't you want kids to have some kind of like knowledge about some like, hey guys, watch out, some people who try to give you drugs, so don't do drugs. And yeah, it seems very funny and hilarious to an adult who knows better, but for kids that was just about that was really cool, I thought. um Penny and Brain, yes, Botanical Brother, they were such great characters. Um, I don't I I'm trying to think like would it how would it work today? Could you get away with it without Penny seeming like a Mary Sue? And I don't know. I think maybe that was for a different time. And I'm thinking now like that was a time when we were more innocent, and we would allow something like that. But like today, it's like it's a little tougher today. Let's just put it that nicely. And Buff Comics 83, the 2002 E-Man was pretty good. I didn't see it. You know why I didn't see it? I don't enjoy the animated style. And but here's the thing I learned is that I should give that a try because the storyline I heard was really intense. Like while I was doing research for the new um Kevin Smith series, and I'm gonna go into detail about that when when I talk about it. Um I had to do some research on the 2002 um uh animated show, and it was really interesting. I was like, wow, I've been missing out. So yeah, I think I really need to go and watch those episodes, because there's a lot of information, a lot of lore that maybe some of it that they changed, but also a lot of they expounded on. It made it a lot deeper and a lot more grown up, I think. And yes, I remember that was. I knew we need like villains like that again, just cackling villains. Just Puff Comics 83 says that Inspector Gadget theme is a classic. Yes, isn't it? It just puts me in the moment of being a kid again. Um, and Barry on says there's another cartoon you might not have heard of called Crow. Somewhat educational. All right, let me write that down. Do you happen to know what year that was? Let me know if you know what year that was. And Botanical Brother says, "Go Go Gadget skates." Yes, those were the worst. Because he was not, and sometimes he was never prepared for those skates. It was like, whoa. He was just so cute. Just endearing, Inspector Gadget. And Botanical Brother says Matthew Broderick played a live action Inspector Gadget. Yep, I remember that movie. It's a little cringy, but they 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 tried. I did enjoy myself watching it though. Uh, and I remember Crow on ABC with Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, cool. And I'm not sure if Sonic is on my list. Let's write him down. I think he is on my list, to be honest. I think he is. And William Blake Hall says, I preferred the original Around the World in 80 Days, lasted one season. Okay. I never heard of um, Around the World in 80 Days. Um, Hey Claw was cat people. You meaning that he was a you mean you mean that he was a cat person? That he likes cat as a cat lover? Y I guess so. I mean, well, it plays upon that whole, like, um, James Bond cat, petting evil bad guy, you know? They always have a pet to accompany them while they're committing evil. John Walker says, Super Ted was brilliant. Oh, wow. Okay. I need to check that out. Brilliant. I wouldn't, that's what I wouldn't associate. I wouldn't even think that that was brilliant, but okay. John Walker says the Guyver was a cartoon first, is what I meant to say. Oh, got it. Okay. So, All right, I wrote that in my notes that it was a cartoon first. I there it's on both lists. And William Blake Hall says Inspector Gadget sounds friendlier than Inspector Cyborg. Yes, it does. Much, much more friendlier. And Jervis says Fat Albert, that whole show was a PSA. Yes, it was. It was always a PSA about something. Don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat, don't. I mean, really, I kind of like those things. There were kind of, I do like moralistic type, movies and and TV shows, and I like the PSAs. I know, but I did like them. And Unicorn Rampant says, "Oh, Rubik, oh, you know this one, the Rubik, the Amazing Cube." I never saw that. I never saw that. I had many Rubik's cubes, but never saw the show Rubik, the Rubik, the Amazing Cube. Never saw that one. And oh, Zachariah 315 is here. Hello, Zachariah. Says howdy, nerd girl and chat. And Unicorn Rampant Studios is welcoming everyone who's joining us. So awesome. I appreciate you so much. And Barryon says Retro Nerd Girl Crow aired in 1993. Okay, let me write that down. 1993 to 1994. Thank you. I appreciate you looking that up for me. And Botanical Brothers says It's been theorized that the villain in Inspector Gadget was actually the real Gadget, and um, the incident-prone Inspector Gadget was the android clone of the original Inspector Gadget who turned evil. Oh Lord, I hope not. Um, or at least it would have been, there's a lot of shows like that, right? Because and I think there's about to be a movie that has the same theme of being the good guy to turn into the villain, but then your earlier self of being good has to face off with the later version of you that's evil. Kind of, it's becoming a cliche nowadays. But I'm sure like the earlier um, Inspector Gadget of 1980s would be, or sorry, the 1980s, right, would be really like a groundbreaking back then. But now it's pretty cliche. Great storyline, right? But they've done it so much. And William Blake also says, "Ew, that's too much, brother. I had enough that Bond movie Spectre ripped off Austin Powers." Yeah, I mean, it's all very Bond, right? Very Bond inspired. And I like it. I like the missions and stuff like that. Um, it is a choice. It is a choice. Botanical. Ironically, Bill Cosby didn't seem to be that moral. Interesting. Interesting. Um, and Hey, Retro. Oh, Bishop is here. Hi, Bishop. How are you? It says, "Hey, Retro. Does anyone remember the Silverhawks?" I do. I remember the Silverhawks, and I think they're either coming up. I think they're coming up soon. Yeah, the Silverhawks were awesome. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, "Yes, I believe Howie Mandel did the voice for Rubik before he did Howie's World." Oh, really? That sounds like, yeah, that sounds, they were using him for so many vocal talents. Um, he was also the voice of the Gremlin. Yeah, so Unicorn Rampant Studio says, "Nope, I was wrong. It was not Howie Mandel. It was Ron Pa- Paul. Paleo. Quick research shows. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I took your word for it because yes, Howie was like showing up in everything. But okay, it was Ron Paleo. Paleo. Ron Paleo. There we go. And Jervis says Claw was the original inspector. What the heck? What the heck? Yeah, I mean, that would have blown everybody's mind back in 1983. But it's like I said, there's quite a few storylines today, that I can recall of that same plot, and also there is a movie coming out with that same plot, and you guys won't know about it for a little while. But maybe Bishop might know what I'm talking about. We'll keep that. I'm gonna wink, and we'll keep that to ourselves. We won't say anything. um, Unicorn Rampant Studio says yes, Silverhawks were cool. You're right, yeah, that Silverhawks. They were really cool. And there were a lot of shows coming around that time that had the same flavor as Silverhawks, like um uh and we'll see them in a bit actually, but like Thundercats and that come to mind. And what's the other one? Galaxy Rangers. Um, Botanical Brother says that's the premise of the Will Smith movie Gemini. Yes. So yeah, it's like right now, like it's like overused right now, but like back in 1983, it would have like we would have been like, wow. Uh, oh, okay. Bionic Six. John Walker says Bionic Six from 1987 was another underrated cartoon. Um, did, oh yeah, we haven't gotten to John Walker. We haven't gotten to 87 yet, and I think they're on my list. So we haven't gotten there yet. All right, Unicorn Rampant Studios says try to delete that comment, but about Hammy, Howie, but oh well. Oh no, no, yeah, it's. I think it's fine. You corrected yourself, so like immediately right after, so that's cool. That is cool. And Bishop says another one I love is Captain Planet. Oh yes, Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's a hero. I love that. And now look, another thing you can't do now is what Captain Planet did back in the day, because climate change is a big we just is one of those things we should not be trying to change, according to some people. So Captain Planet is canceled right now. But he was awesome when he came out. A Unicorn Rampant Studio says, I've been misremembering my whole life. Me too. Me too. We can start a club together because I've been misremembering a lot. Um, and Bishop says that I love the Bionic Six. And John Walker says, I still have my Captain Planet action figure. You do! Oh, that is so cool. And let me, Jervis says, I loved Mighty Orbots, but the show had one season. Why? So sweet. Let's see. And Gregory says, remember the man from Atlantis? Only one season. Um, hmm. Isn't the man from Atlantis a live action thing with like Patrick Duffy or something? Am I misremembering that? Um, uh, Unicorn Rampant Studios says I didn't remember a cartoon man from. Yes, yeah. Maybe we're in that in our misremembering group. Yeah, I don't remember. Let's see. Jervis says man from Atlanta start as a three m- mini series. Oh, okay. Um, he's our power magnifier. Okay. Botanical garden. I keep wanting to call you botanical gardens because the botanical gardens are beautiful. But he's our power magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side. Yes. And Bishop says you guys are good. What about Lone Star? Well, I think he's on the list, but further up. I think we haven't gotten that far yet. And Brogu says, was that RNG singing or Janet Jackson? Oh, you're so sweet. And Mechanical Brother says, keep Earth clean. The power is yours. Yeah. And Botanical Brother says, Patrick Duffy. Okay, good. Okay, my memory isn't that terrible. Oh gosh, thank goodness. Emma Atlantis is live action and Patrick Duffy is correct. Yes, I got one for remembering. Um, yes, Patrick Duffy. Yes, okay. And Lone Star was another good one. This is John Walker. And you're right about Patrick Duffy. Guys, you guys are so good. Together we are strong. And John Walker says Lone Star 2 was called Brave Star over here at. Oh, wait a minute. So didn't we do Brave Star already? No, no, we did Black Star. All right. So, Jervis says Galaxy Rangers. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And so let's keep going. Maybe we'll see those ones coming up. Okay, let's keep going, guys. We're almost there. We're close. Uh, we have Mr. T show. Does anyone remember the Mr. T show? 1983 to 1985, guys. Then we've got the Munchie Cheese. Munchie Cheese. Do you guys remember that show? That was like they were like the Smurfs, but cute. And there were also a toy line as well, and of plushy dolls that were so cute. They were adorable, and some of them like had different personalities. They were like mischievous or cute, and I love the Monchichis. And then we've got Wolf Rock TV, which is one I remember seeing like a couple of episodes of, not a lot. But this was with Wolfman Jack, you guys, who was the famous DJ that was very popular in the 70s and 80s. And this is from 1984. I think it was only one season. And then I've seen a few of these episodes of Banana Man. Do you guys remember Banana Man 1983 to 1986? That was funny. Kind of reminds me of The Tick a little bit. And then Thomas and Friends. This was a staple for a lot of small kids, like preschoolers and stuff. And I added it on the list, of course, because this is cartoons of our childhood, and this was a part of a lot of people's childhood. I was too old for this show by the time it aired, but I did see a few episodes when I was bored and I really wanted something to watch. And then there's Rainbow Bright. Rainbow Bright was such a cool character. No, she had the TV show, but I think it was mostly the toy sales that was really what I remember from the show was really the toys. The toys were, you had to have one of these toys. Then there was the Muppet Babies. They were so cute. 1984, guys. You remember the Muppet Babies? They would get into so much trouble. And the mama with the socks on back there. And she would tell them, now you guys got to play good and be good, and you'll get this. and they would always be naughty or do something crazy, um, and you know, it was just so sweet. They were adorable, adorable, just adorable. Then Heathcliff, oh, I got Heathcliff twice. Uh, for some reason. So Heathcliff is on here twice, guys. I must have really liked Heathcliff. Then the Get Along Gang. This I don't remember this show at all. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Get Along Gang. This was from 1984 to 1986. Then we've got the Snorks. They were so cute. They were basically like the Smurfs, but underwater, and they were so adorable. And the thing about the Snorks is they did not have the catchy song that the Smurfs had. So that was the only drawback. They didn't have the same uh cute little opening song like the Smurfs did. Or what you would call an earworm of a theme song. And Kid Video, love this show so much. Kid Video and Master Blaster. It was a very, like I said, it was a very unique show for the time period. We were talking 1984 to 1985. But I always love the intro to this because it starts off in the real world where they are in a band and they somehow get taken into the um, this other world in which they have to deal with Master Blaster, and it's just one of those things where I just love that show so much and love the theme song as well. uh, if I can't remember it, that was like, it's their video to your video, something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember the words, but it was like when I was a kid, I'd always sing along to it, but it's really, uh, really, um, catchy. And there, I believe there's like one or two episodes maybe on YouTube if you can't like maybe even find perhaps even the whole thing on YouTube. But definitely if you get a chance to see the theme song or the opening theme song for this or the opening in general is like it's like a cute little spectacle. It's also a time capsule of the 80s too, which I also love. And of course, my favorite. Stop everything, everybody. Stop everything. Just stop everything. I need a moment. It's Voltron, the defender of the universe. Okay. Please. I love this show so much. So much. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. There was no way I wasn't going to watch this show after school. No way. I don't care what was going on. I had to see Voltron. Um, what can I say about this? I loved the stories. And just love the idea of you getting these lions, these separate lion vehicles and forming Voltron like it was just like ah sorry. I'm just this is the best for me. I think this is my favorite hands down favorite um thing that I loved from my childhood, I think. You know what I always wanted though? I would again salivate at anybody who had any of the toys, but I always wanted one of those huge like pieces where you put all of the lines together to create Voltron. I always wanted one of those. I guess one day I will have to I would have to save up for it, but it would be nice to have that one day. I'm sure there's probably some out there that aren't so expensive that I could try. to to get. But yes, Voltron, what a special time for me as a kid. It was a tough time being a kid at that time because um I was like 14, 15. I was being bullied a lot in school, a lot. And Voltron was my escape. It really was. It was, having that fantasy sci-fi element really was sort of an escape from those, feelings and dealing with that kind of stuff. So I love myself some Voltron. Ah, I could spend an hour talking about it. One day we will. We will talk in great nauseum about Voltron. And Transformers, guys, that's the other one. Now, for me, Transformers was not as huge for me as a lot of the other. I missed more episodes of Transformers because I was probably watching something else. But in later years, I really did come to enjoy Transformers quite a bit. There was that big movie event, which was really like intense. Um, And I definitely love the idea of Transformers. I love the concept of it, the vehicles that turn into robots. Just the opening was like fantastic, and just that sound of like it's just like so cool, to enjoy an episode of these guys. So yeah, I did love Transformers whenever I was able to catch it on TV. Uh, yeah, mad love for the Transformers. And then the Mighty Orbots. Now, the Mighty Orbots, I never got to really watch. I heard about them and know about them from afar. Never actually saw them on my screen for some reason. Maybe it was a region thing or a time zone thing, but I never got a chance to see the Mighty Orbots. Uh, and then we've got the raccoons, 1985 and 1992. Never saw this show before, never. But I believe some people in the community saw this and definitely suggested this one. Then we have the challenge of the GoBots, um, which I don't think I ever caught an episode of this. 1984 to 1985. And then pole position. Now, you guys told me about pole position. I never saw this before in my life. The pole position, 1984 to 1985. I am looking forward to one day enjoying this, taking a look at this particular show. Then it's Jim and the holograms. Yeah, I love this. I loved this series, guys. Jim and the holograms, 1985 to 1988. Very, very, very fun show with Jim. They had a toy line. It was just amazing TV. I know this one was geared more towards girls, um, and it wasn't really, but I think a lot of people just enjoyed it in general because they managed to figure out like how to make it like it was almost like the Josie and the Pussycats, kind of the way it was kind of set up, and I think they chose the right way to do each show. Um, and of course, I love the hair, the fashions, all of that stuff. It was so different, but very 80s at the same time, almost, and like a futuristic version of what the 80s thought the future would be. It was like, ah, just love it. I love the storyline of you have this girl who has this charitable agency, and then uh, you know, just like musicians trying to make it. It was I did enjoy this series quite a bit. And of course, the opening song was so cool. I loved that opening song. It was amazing. And, you know, you may catch me on a dark, cold night singing this song to the top of my lungs. Uh, I loved it, loved it, loved it. And you could, I think you could find like a 10-hour version of the opener for this particular theme song as well. That's on YouTube, just just looped over and over and over again for like 10 hours. Cool stuff. Adventures of the Gummy Bears. Now, you guys told me about this. I didn't know anything about this show. And it looks like it's Disney's Adventures of Gummy Bears. Never heard of it before. Probably, yeah, I have no comment on it, but if you guys know about the adventures of the Gummy Bears, let me know. 1985 to 1991. So that's a good long run time for a series. Um, so then there's Chase and the Wheeled Warriors, 1985 to 1986. I don't remember this. I mean, I remember Jason the Wheeled Warriors, but I never. I think maybe I saw like maybe one or two episodes. I don't think I ever like got into it. But I really need to watch this show. Right? I do need to watch this show. You guys, you have to tell me if you remember Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Uh, then we have Bernstein Bears had their own show from 1985, and it's been going steady for a long time here. Um, and then She-Ra, Princess of Power, which is basically the spin-off to He-Man and the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. They did like this huge movie to premiere her, and it was like a TV special, and it was wonderful how they set her up in that movie, and then went on and gave her her own TV show. That's how you do a spin-off properly. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Um, and oh, her dates were 1985 to 1987. And guys, look for all of you Robotech fans. There it is, right there in front of our screens. Robotech, just like you wanted. 1985 Robotech. Now, I did not have the pleasure of watching Robotech, but I heard a lot about it, and I know we had a few mentions today. And then we have uh, Mask. This is one that you guys mentioned. I never heard of Mask in my life. 1985 to 1996. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat about. Let's see. Wow, I really, there's a lot to be said here. Okay, let's see. Uh, and Williams William Blake Hall says Lone Star, Brave Star, Black Star. Basically, lots of stars. uh, and Jervis says, LOL, yes, Mr. T is still big. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, oh, so soft and cuddly. Oh my God, Monchi cheese. Yes, yes, Monchi cheese are just, there. Oh, cute, 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 cute. And Jervis says, don't say that name to a Jamaican. Oh, Monchi cheese. Okay. Ember Ship says, wow, you're taking me way back. Oh, yeah, I mean, we love the retro stuff around here. And Gregory says, have you seen the show The Boys? Um, I know of The Boys. I know a lot about The Boys, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to be in the neck of ultraviolet or ultraviolence right now. Just kind of want to not deal with that at this point. But if I'm in the mood, I will. I know what to expect. And I heard, and by the way, I heard it's excellent, excellently written. And John Walker says Eric is Banana Man. I remember this. And uh, Gregory says, "Have you seen this? Oh, it was a comic. Oh, yeah, I remember. I know that it used to be a comic book, um, and which had a very interesting storyline. And I think they're being very mostly true to it, but changed a few things. Jervis says, a rainbow, bright, and unicorn are in the same universe. Hmm, I don't know. What does Unicorn Rapids do? You said the boys are so good. Are primarily talking about cartoons, though. Hmm. Yes, we are. We are talking about cartoons, and Kid Video showed real videos. Yes, they showed videos on their on the show, and it was fun. It was really fun. It's like I said, it's a time capsule, really. And Botanical Brother says Ruby Spears cartoons were really great. I don't know what that is, but I'll write it down. Ruby Spears. And Gregory says Master Blaster was a Decepticon. You silly human. And Jared says most people hated the Voltron with the 36 vehicles to combine. Oh, that was a different one, right? That was that was that was a different one, right? From one that was like further along. Voltron had changed into something else, like Galaxy something, blah blah blah. Like the first one, Defender of the Universe was really good, but then they went off and they did some other Galaxy thing where they were working with other people, and they lost me at that point. The original Go Lion series, Voltron was perfect. I thought it was really great. Um, And Brogu says Voltron was awesome. It was. Oh my God. And it was really funny is um when I saw the Go Lion series, I was like, my jaw was like on the floor because I was like, oh my God, what am I looking at here? But it was so juicy to see a different perspective on the same storyline I've enjoyed for so many years. And Jervis says, need girl, well, nerd girl, what city or town were you raised in? I was raised in Manhattan, New York. Yep. Unicorn Rampant Studio says, my escape from bullying was crying and running away. Yep, me too. I did the same thing. I may have fought back like maybe once or twice, and I definitely got I got I got in trouble for that. So um and let's see, Unicorn Rampant Studio says Transformers huge for my brother and I. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I bet it was fun being a kid and having like other siblings to love that with because Transformers were it's like one of those you know I can only imagine having the toys and like play fighting with them. Um, how cool that must have been. And John Walker says Autobots roll out. I love that. Yes, there's certain things about Transformers that kind of get you. They lock you in with those certain things that they do all the time. Um, and Jervis says, the Beast Wars movie Unicron, a Beast Wars movie Unicron is in it. Beast Wars. Is that like that's not the one that's coming out now. I'm totally I'm totally lost. Now I'm lost. Beast Wars. And Unicorn Rampant Susa love Beast Wars too. I never heard of Beast Wars. Um, Botanical Brother says, Nerd Girl, you're awesome. You got a boyfriend? Yes, I do. uh, Jera says, go watch uh, shaking my head, shaking my head. And William Blake Hall, it's my understanding that Jem is truly outrageous. Wait, what? No, she's not just outrageous, she's truly, truly outrageous. Well, actually, truly, truly, truly outrageous. uh, and Unicorn Rampant Studios. Never saw it, but it looked rocking. It was. You should you just go on YouTube. They'll have like an episode or two just for the flavor of it, and you'll get the flavor of it. She was awesome. I loved her. Especially the theme song. It's just great. Jervis says, I watched Jim. I believe the GI Joe animators worked on it. Yeah, well, I believe you because there's something very similar about that kind of drawing style. And GI Joe, man, those guys were awesome. And John Walker said pole position was crashing on uh, crashing in on Knight Rider's popularity, and it was a really catchy theme song. Okay, so I gotta see this. I gotta see this because my goodness, it's gotta be good. And Gregory says, "Oh crap, you're giving a lot of homework. You're getting a lot. I love it." Oh man, yeah, I have a long list of homework to do. Unicorn is pole position based on the famous Atari pole position arcade game? Ooh, that's a good question. I have no idea. And Botanical Brother says, Jace, keep on rolling. And Botanical Brother says that great opening theme, Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Man, I gotta check this out again. I mean, it's been years since I've seen Jason and the Wheel Warriors. I just if I could, if it didn't get me in trouble, I would love to just show all the openings for all of these shows because they're really special. And Unicorn Rampant um, Studio says Namco, not Atari. All right, that's Namco. That's taking us all the way back. Ooh. And Unicorn says, I love the She-Ra movie, right? That movie was such a great introduction and definitely um, gave us so much uh, detail into why we should buy the fact that this is a spin-off uh, of uh, of He-Man. It was a great show, great show. They used to do these kinds of things back in the day. Actually, give you something to that helps you to get from one bridge the gap, if you will, from one show to another. I felt like this is off topic just slightly, but with like the Mandalorian, like they could have used like one of those kinds of things for this episode for this season. It would have been really cool. Okay, and this is a repeat answer, and Robotech went past me. Liam says, "Yeah, I think so. Robotech. I think maybe I was too aging out, or maybe it was a time. Yeah, yeah." Jervis says Robotech had bad time slots. It used to come on at 6 a.m. when people were still asleep. Okay, I'm not crazy then. Give me a second, guys. I'm dying over here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just had this crazy attack. Okay, let's go. Uh, yeah, I thought I was the only one. Okay, so that's why I never saw Robotech. Uh, oh, and well, just so we have it, there's Galtar and the Golden Lance, which was from 1985 to 1986. I never heard this one before, Galtar and the Golden Lance. That was an accident that I flipped the screen, but Corn Rampant Studio says that's right. Robotech had was hard to find. Yes, I mean I didn't even I knew it existed, but I just couldn't and didn't see it. John Walker said Jace and the Wheeled Warriors was created to sell toys, which came first. This is my favorite cartoon. Like Pole Position has an amazing intro song. Yeah, I gotta see these two. This is really gonna be fun for me. Um, And I'm the kind of person who likes that there's toys to go with a cartoon. There's nothing better than pairing those two things together. And I know that some people were, as they got older, they got upset at the fact that there were so many cartoons that were created from toys. And I'm like, listen, I mean, isn't that the best way to play? Is that you have a world already built for you, and you have these toys that coincide with that world, and you can have fun, figuring out scenarios within that world. I think so. I think it's very fun to play with toys that accompany a cartoon. Zachariah 315 says, I almost forgot about the Gummy Bears cartoon. It's been so long since I watched the show. And I didn't even know they existed. And Keith E says, I'm still listening. The only thing I found upsetting was that the role of your cartoon who that was that the role of your cartoon who killed his grandmother, that was pretty unreal. Theme screen dim. Yes. It was uh really insane. It was insane. I was like, oh my god, he's nuts. Oh, he Lotor in Go Lion uh is completely unhinged. Um, he's totally unhinged. And then there's um yeah, it was really all the scenes that I thought were cute and adorable with Lotor in them in the Voltron series with Princess Allura. I was like, oh, he just likes her. She's and she's like fearing for her life really in the other one because he's an insane psycho. And so I was like, oh, this really puts a spin on what I had already thought was a cute little encounter. Was like, this guy is going to eat her alive. He's insane. And then Botanical Brother says, how about Back to the Future cartoon? Oh, I didn't know that they had a cartoon they had a cartoon for everything, right? Back to the Future. Didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know about that one. And Mar Motorbiker. Hello, Ma. How are you doing? How is everything going? Mama Mask. And Zax is here. Happy Friday, RNG. Hi, Hi, Zax. How are you? How's life treating you, Zax? Again, loving your content over there. Loved the stuff that you've got going on. Really in intense conversations that you're having. Um, loving your channel, loving it. Uh, William Blake Hall is saying hi to Zax. Everybody's saying hi to Zax. And Jervis says, my New York sister in bullying in the 80s sticks with you and takes years to recover from. Yes, it does. But, you know, I'm okay. Very, very, I think I was Like I got over it a lot a long time ago, but because it helped to form who I am, and like if I it's helped me to be a gentler person, but I always get the things I want, but I get them in my way, and it's like it's just interesting how I've approached life a lot differently because of my experience. So I consider it like the horrible incident that creates the superpower. You know what I mean? Like in the for like the superhero movie, like it's a terrible thing that happens, but it creates a superpower in a way. And Botanical Brothers says the X-Men cartoon, great show intro theme. And I think I have it. If I don't, I'm gonna just make sure that I have it because I remember the uncanny X-Men. Uh, and John Walker says you're right about the X-Men. Botanical Brothers says, "Oh crap! Oh well." um, uh, yes, the new Beast Wars Transformers movie, Unicron is in it. Did I write that down? Beast Wars. Um, and Zach says mask didn't last long enough. Okay, that's probably why I didn't see it, and that's one I probably should put on my list of ones that I should take a look at. And I want to. I'm still analyzing stories and how to tell short stories really well. And so, like these episodes and shows, they really knew how to hook people in and keep their attention without going, spending 5 hours to tell a story. So, yeah, I really want to, I should take a look at Mask and see what they have to offer. It looks good from the poster. And Unicorn says She-Ra movie made He-Man a good character. You think so? Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that, but I guess so. Yeah, I loved it. It was a great way to introduce the character, um, and some other extra bad guys, which I thought was really cool. And Jervis says, "Did anyone like Thunderbirds anime series? Thunderbirds. I'm I probably need to get a reference on that. Thunderbirds. Yeah, I'm not sure if I know what Thunderbirds are. If I got a visual, I probably would know what it is. If she is crazy with hookery. All right, the Bat Channel says retro. Hi, hello Trey from the Bat Channel. Good to see you here. Oh my goodness. And Zach says, oh yes, gummy bears. Oh my goodness, I'm a little bit behind schedule. Okay, wait. Unicorn is waving to all of you guys. And at last it's time, says William Blake Hall. And let's see, it's the Bat Channel time. And then let's see, you guys are saying hi to each other. And Zach says, thank you, RNG. It was getting tense for a minute on Wednesday's show, but it went great. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I forgot the one that you did with Raquel was amazing. 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 Love Raquel. She's great. And Bishop says that he remembers the Thunderbirds, and so does Gregory. And Jervis says the Thunderbirds puppet show had Japanese animation series around 85, 86. Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this. And let me keep going forward. Okay, we're almost there. I want to hurry up because I do have an appointment right after this. Let's see. Where am I stopping? 2:10. Okay. We're almost there. So, uh, so we've got let's see the next one. Pound puppies, guys. Do you remember pound puppies? Well, I remember that they were stuffed animals that you could buy, but they also made a TV show, 1985 to 1988. Then we've got G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, the greatest American hero. G.I. Joe is here. I love that show so much. Whenever I could catch it, G.I. Joe was like, ah, so awesome. I love that show so much. I love the bad guys in G.I. Joe. I love the bad guys in G.I. Joe. They were bad. They were bad. They were bad. Then we've got robotics. Do you guys remember robotics? I don't remember robotics. Um, I don't remember robotics very much at all. And then we have Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling in 1985, guys. Uh, I remember part of this show. I didn't really understand it very well. I mean, you didn't have to be an expert at wrestling or anything, but it was pretty cool. Let's see. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm having a bit of problems here. Let me just check one thing. Okay, I'm having a serious issue here. If you guys can hold on one second, because I have to, maybe I need to take this out. I'm just going to remove it from here. Bear with me, guys. We were almost on the way to almost finishing and just finishing the segment for today. And we're having a slight issue, a slight technical problem. But let's see if we can figure it out really quickly. Is I do want to get to this before we shut things down. Um, the last 10. It's just the last 10. Where are you? For some reason, it just didn't want to let me go any further. Um, okay, that's not cool. That is not cool. Okay, let me see. I may have to go about this a different way then. Um, some reason my slideshow just stopped on me for like absolutely no reason whatsoever. I was so kind to it and it just said, no, I'm not going to go any further. All right, we just have 10 more to go on it. Let me just see if I could find it. If you can be patient, I'm really sorry about this technical issue. Um, wow, this is really not helping. Blah, blah, blah. Oh wow, this it's like it disappeared. Okay. Oh gosh, sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna try something really quick. one last thing. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. That's not what I'm looking for. I thank you for your patience. This is um, something really wild just happened, and I don't know why. Um, no clue why that happened, but maybe I can do it in a different way. Let me just see. All right, this is gonna look weird, and it's gonna be a smaller picture, but let's see if we can do it this way. Oh boy, I'm running out of time too. Um, Running out of time. So sorry. Why does this happen to me? All right, let's try it. Let's see. Ah, um, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have time to be able to create another document, but I think I'll be able to share the screen with you. So let's share the screen. All right. I'm just gonna see what it looks like real quick. It's not as pretty as it was before, but it's a different look. It's a different look, guys. Um, so we've got Droids 1985, and this is a Star Wars movie, kind of spin-off um show. Never saw it before, so I know that a lot of people have, but I never saw this. 1985 to 1986. Then we have Ewoks, 1985 to 1987. Then we have Yogi's Treasure Hunt. Did you guys ever see this? Yogi's Treasure Hunt? I never did. But here we got, listen, the next one up. Thundercats, guys. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. They're really cool. I love the Thundercats. Just amazing stuff there. And the Centurions. And the Centurions, I may have caught like one or two. I'm not sure what I caught with the Centurions, but they're not totally foreign to me. They're not totally foreign to me. So I may have caught like a commercial. Um, and then Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, 1986. I don't remember this at all, but it looks hilarious. And then we have My Little Pony, guys. This is a classic. My Little Pony. No, I wasn't able to catch a lot of My Little Pony, but enough to get the gist of things. 1986, 1992. This was maybe slightly a little bit too kiddie for me because at this point I was going into my later teenage years, but I still watched the show and still I didn't watch like every episode. I wasn't hanging on with bated breath for every episode, but I definitely thought it was cute. Then we had the real Ghostbusters, 1986 to 1991. Um, and then we had Dennis the Menace, guys. This one was really hilarious. Kind of reminded me of like Heathcliff and all those other ones. And like you guys suggested that, Heathcliff and Dennis the Menace has a lot in common. But this show is actually a lot of fun. And then we had this one. I love this show. And this was definitely Saturday mornings for me for um, uh, in 1986, 1988, Teen Wolf. I love the storyline for the comic, the cartoon. It was slightly changed and made a little bit different than the movie, and it was so good. It definitely is one of those things I fondly remember. Okay, guys, we finally got to the end of the list. Let's see what you guys have been saying. Let's see. Um, and Zach says, thanks. Raquel is an incredible person. She is. She's really dynamic and smart and just um a wealth of knowledge. And oh my God, like when she speaks, I'm like, preach, girl, preach. She's definitely says a lot of the things that I definitely think about story structure, Star Wars, not Star Wars, but Star Trek. A lot of similar thoughts on Star Trek, definitely. Um, and yes, I'm just loving your content right now. Uh, Bishop says, "I'm blessed, my friend." Oh, you guys are talking in the chat. Sorry about that. I'm sorry to interrupt. The channel is also having, and then Puff Comics says, "Cobra." And Gregory says, "Made you sing." Yes, I couldn't help it. It was G.I. Joe, guys. I had to sing. I couldn't help it. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, "Had most of the Transformers and G.I. Joe toys." Oh, I'm so jealous. I wanted those too. We couldn't get those toys in my household, but definitely so glad you were able to enjoy them. There's nothing more special than having toys to play with and imagining stories with your toys, right? I did have toys, but I didn't have those ones. And William Blake Hall says, as we're shutting down, fair warning, for the Cull show tomorrow, I think I have only a handful of short clips, but I hope I remember it well enough to make useful comments. Oh, you are so kind. Yeah. What can I say about Cull? If I can find where if it's playing somewhere for free, I will send out the link or check it earlier than normal. I might put a link or so in the chat. If you have a wrench and you know of a link where someone can watch it for free, go ahead and put that in the link at the very top of the chat, and we'll so people can get started with it. And William Lego says, if anyone can murmur from time to time, okay, it's what's happening now that could be of help. Oh, okay, yes, yes. I will try to be as descriptive of as much as possible while watching the show, and that's a good reminder for me too. And Gregory says, "Chat, she can sing." Well, I wouldn't, I'm no Martha Wash, but I maybe sometimes can hang a tune or two. um, and Unicorn says, "Okay, William Blake Hall, I'll try to keep you in the loop. Thank you so much, Unicorn. You are so kind." Um, and William says, when that jerk sorcerer Inaros is heading for the tomb of the Red Witch, that would be one good alert. Okay. uh, and there he's speaking of the movie that I am going to be the watch party for tomorrow, which will be Kull the Conqueror. And Gregory says, is there a ghost in the machine? It's also a comic book. Oh, oh, uh, Ghost in the Machine. That's a TV series? I thought it was just an animated movie. All right. Well, guys, I desperately have to end the stream right now. I am so sorry that I am shortening everything, but yes, I hate technical difficulties. Thundercats, oh yes, I love that. And Puff Comics says Centurions was replayed a lot on Boomerang. Oh yeah, that's the TV channel that uh and uh William Blake Hall says Ewoks Chinese cooking by email. It takes a minute for you to get that one, but it's funny. Puff Comic says I was never a pony brony. Oh, yeah, I never got into them either, but it was cool. And I do have to mention this wonderful super chat from Unicorn Rampant Studios here. The $5 is gonna go so far in this little studio. Technical issues also can Thundercats ho. Yes. All right, and I have a special little uh thing for you. Where's my little thank you? Um, Here it is. All right, guys. Yes, I do have to get going, but I'm going to put your comments into the video that I have prepared. That is going to be about 3 minutes. So sorry to leave so quickly, but I love you guys. This was so much fun. Oh my God, the information, and I can't wait to go through part 5 with you. So have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I hope to see a lot of you tomorrow at the watch party. It's going to be a lot of fun. And without further ado, I bid you adieu, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, got it. See you in the next video.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.